Haley lives in Texas.
Yeah.
She's got a question, I'm sure. Haley.
Yes, I do. And I am one of the Jews that rule the world. So I do
Oh,
have a question about
Please be benevolent.
I'm trying. I do have a question about the university students that was arrested and
yes.
deported. So, or going to be. So I'm like on the fence with this because as somebody who is very obviously pro-Israel, um, I'm like happy and basically anything that unites AOC and Tucker Carlson's crew, like I'm usually automatically against. Um, but basically, like I just wanted to like clear things up because the Democrats are going crazy that he hasn't committed any crimes or anything, but isn't offering support for a terrorist organization in any shape or form a crime, or at least against his his green card rights or anything. So that's what I don't understand in the whole dilemma. Like, isn't he already committing a crime by offering support for a terrorist organization
I
and grounds
wanted
for
hold on.
deportation or
What do you
whatever?
what do you guys
I don't think so. I think he still has a right to support him. I mean, in the 80s, Mandela was a terrorist, according to the United States government. So we still helped out South Africa. We still, had fundraisers and, events to try to raise money and send money over there. So
Michael.
should that be against the law?
Michael has a lot of
Yeah,
feelings
I
about
I
this.
don't think he's committed a crime. You don't have to commit a crime to violate the conditions of your green card. So wouldn't be a crime if you said, I love Hezbollah or I love Hamas. I mean, I can go outside and say that right now and actually be in good company in the neighborhood that we're in. I mean, a lot of people would agree with me. There was actually a march in front of here a couple of hours ago.
Oh, yeah, Union Square, they're up there, too.
Yeah, they're up there. So, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say right now because one of the things that makes me a bit curious is that this guy who's been everywhere, right? He's been on camera. He's been a leader of the protests up at Columbia. If he was saying something that was very, very obviously, offering material support to terrorism,
we would have heard
you
it.
would have seen it. You would have seen a lot of it.
And what's the deal with them going in the house without the warrant? No warrant? They just ran up in the
Well,
house?
that's the thing is that, I mean, the concerning thing is due process. Like, I'm on your side. I hate these people with a white hot passion, but I also don't want to give away principles because I don't like the guy. I mean, that's the point of principles, right?
Am I wrong that I see somewhere that within their kind of literature, there's all this kind of anti-American stuff?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. So, of course,
Yeah.
I think any.
They were literally handing out Hamas propaganda, meaning it was printed by the Hamas. It was a pamphlet from the Hamas media office.
I think any reasonable person should be very reluctant to want to see anybody deported because of an opinion.
Right.
And
Yeah.
brute force is almost always something people should think 10 times about before they advocate brute force to make a point.
It feels a real Nazi-like. It feels a little
Right.
Nazi-ish.
But on the other hand, it does still put in relief other issues that we have, which is bringing into the country tremendous numbers of people who hate the country. And then we're stuck with them because we can't deport them because of their opinions. And this is a problem.
But here's the thing: when sometimes people come here and do hate the country, or not, don't like the pop,
No.
like
If you speak
the government,
to any
the
immigrant who
government.
came here like before 1960, they're the most patriotic people.
How about
And now you
Black
see-
America? How about African Americans?
No,
You
they're
got
not.
here before then.
No, they're American. No, you're not immigrants. You're Americans. And but you see immigrants who are overtly hateful of the country, but then you just have the kind of ambient level.
but
If you
once
speak
they-
to immigrants, like, yeah, I'm here to make money. I don't,
But they
I
stay
don't
here
have
long
much-
enough. They stay here long enough. They have kids. Guess what? Their kids love this country, and they hate
Maybe.
their parents,
Maybe-
and they hate the parents.
Maybe if they stay here long enough, they have
Yeah,
kids. But
the
this
kids
is
gonna
the
be like,
thing.
"What you talking about? You think I want to go back to
But
the
this
old
is-
country
but
with
this-
no Wi-Fi?"
But this is the thing. When it comes to white Southerners,
country is that?
we believe that 150 years after slavery, they're never going to change. But when it comes to immigrants who hate the country, we say, oh, no, it'll be fine in a generation. But we don't know if it'll be fine in a generation.
No,
we don't know
everybody-
how sticky these attitudes are.
But it also depends on where you are. And if you look at the UK, a lot of the people, like in 7/7, these terrorist attacks were second-generation immigrants. Their parents came from Pakistan, came from various places, you know, the old Raj and former colonial possessions, and they were perfectly fine, did perfectly well. And a number of the people that have been, caught going to ISIS territory or actually committing terror attacks in the UK were second generation.
And then the other thing, and then hold on, one more, and then just as a practical matter, it activates the far right in this country, which we have to just admit that that's going to happen as we take in more and more people from other countries that overtly hate the country.
But
And
they
we see
try to
all
play it
through-
up.
Why is the AFD popular in Europe? Because they long for Hitler? Because they're upset about the migrants, upset about the immigrants. What was it? Which country is it?
But then,
Denmark
I mean,
is the only country that managed the left is actually anti-immigrant, and that's why it hasn't turned.
Yeah, the Danes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be a real fun country to
Yeah,
visit.
it's a very fun country.
No, these are real practical problems.
Yeah, but that we don't have to react that way. It's
But
like our reaction is not because they exist. It was
What kind of country brings in huge numbers of people?
America.
That hate it. that
America
burn
had
flags.
America.
Predictably burn American flags. It's
Who
crazy.
cares about a flag? What are you making flags now? Who cares about a flags?
No other country would do such a thing.
We got hosed
Europe.
with water
Well,
hoses.
They regret it now, yeah.
We got shot with water hoses. We got dogs sicked on us just for little girls could go to school. Fuck a flag. Do I have a right to burn a flag?
You have
do,
that's the
indeed.
problem. You do have a right to.
And so everybody
but
should.
that doesn't make it a good thing.
But
It
that's-
doesn't mean it's something we want to encourage or bring in groups from other countries that are inclined to do it.
Nobody
A country
cares
has
about
to
a
have a
burning
social
flag.
fabric. A country, especially
People want
America,
everybody-
that doesn't have any genetic commonality. We have an ideological commonality, but no more.
But people make shorts out of flags. They make shirts. It's not like a flag is that holy
My wife
piece
has
of...
a Puerto Rican flag panties, so
You just pointed at her and said that.
Wow.
Yeah, that